Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Pugu Pambudi from English Education 4G with student number 2161-21265. And here I want to explain the material from Language Learning Assessment course to fulfill my midterm task with lecture Miss Yustiarini. So I will explain 5 sub-material you can see in table of content in PowerPoint. The first material is about concept of language learning assessment, and the second material is authentic assessment and types of tests based on purposes and procedures in constructing tests, and the last is about the Bloom taxonomy. So we move to first material about the concept of language learning assessment. We know that every learning process has assessment or evaluation. So in language learning assessment, evaluation focuses on grades and mastery, and evaluation can be used as a final review to gauge the quality of instruction. And there are 3 concepts in language learning assessment. The first is measurement. So what is measurement actually? Measurement is a process that describes student performance through observation using a number system in such a way that student performance can be expressed in numbers according to ability of student. And then the second concept is assessment. So after carrying out a number of tests, an assessment can be carried out. In short, assessment is defined as a series of tests that have been carried out and summarized into one unit. In determining the category of student can be done based on the result of the tests that have been done. And the third or the last concept is evaluation. The final stage of language testing is known as evaluation. Evaluation is a process of inferring result in learning. In this case, the teacher as a test provides must determine the student by giving a value. So jadi dari konsep language learning assessment ini ada 3, yaitu yang pertama ada measurement, assessment, dan evaluation. Measurement ini bisa dilaksanakan ketika pembelajaran atau setelah pembelajaran itu berlangsung. Kemudian kalau assessment itu yaitu menjadikan satu dari beberapa evaluasi yang dilakukan di measurement tadi. And then the last is evaluation, yaitu ketika guru menarik nilai dari beberapa evaluasi yang di atas tadi, yaitu measurement, assessment, kemudian jadilah evaluation, yaitu titik final dari proses dari language learning assessment. And then the next material about the authentic assessment. What is authentic assessment actually? Authentic assessment is an assessment which significantly focuses on measuring students' learning process and dealing with their behavior, knowledge, and skills. And the authentic assessment has several characteristics. The first is involves real-world experience, and then done during the learning or end of learning. And the third characteristic is self-assessment and continuous, integrated, used for feedback and transparency. So we move to next material is about type of test based on response. So what is test actually? In common, test as an assessment tools are questions given to students to get answer in oral form, written form, or practice form. So jadi sebelum kita mengenal tipe-tipe dari tes ini, khususnya untuk based on response atau berdasarkan responnya, kita harus mengetahui apa sih itu tes secara umum gitu. Jadi tes itu yaitu adalah alat penilaian atau assessment tool yang berbentuk pertanyaan yang diberikan kepada siswa to get answer in oral form, untuk mendapat jawaban entah itu dari lisan oral form atau written form or practice form. And then based on response, there are two tests. The first is about objective test. Objective tests carried out objectively or based on actual condition. And the second is about the subjective test. Subjective tests carried out subjectively or the answer are based on the views of student description. So you know that. So to make it clearly, you can see in this slide, this is the example from objective test. The first is multiple choice, and then true and false test. Jadi untuk contohnya biar semakin jelas, yaitu ada yang pertama ada multiple choice. Kita bisa lihat di sini, yaitu ada pilihan ganda, yaitu mungkin sudah umum ya kita temui di dalam pembelajaran. And then yang kedua ada true and false test. Ini mungkin lebih ke angket atau kuesioner ya. Jadi cuma ada pilihan benar atau salah. Jadi kita harus memilih antara dua itu. And then dan juga ada subjective test. Contohnya seperti yang ada di slide, yaitu ada limited description dan free description. Jadi kalau limited description itu sudah mungkin lebih dipersempit untuk jawabannya ya, maksudnya lebih spesifik gitu jawabannya. Kalau misal yang free description itu masih umum seperti yang ada di contoh, mungkin itu contohnya agak ngeblur dikit, coba ya seperti itu mungkin garis besarnya contohnya. And then the next material is about procedures in constructing tests. So in constructing tests, it's necessary to pay attention to the type of learning outcome or the level of thinking ability which will be measured or assessed. So in procedure in constructing tests, the first is a planning test. Planning test, the purpose of the evaluation process is to collect valid, reliable, and useful data about student. And in planning test, there are aspects to be considered in test planning. The first is question type, and then number of question, and then difficulty level. So jadi kalau di planning test ini, sebelum kita membuat soal ini, kita harus mempersiapkannya dahulu, yaitu ada beberapa aspek. Yang pertama ada question type, jenis dari pertanyaannya itu apa, entah mungkin bisa berbentuknya objektif atau subjektif. Kemudian ada number of question, jumlah soal yang akan diberikan. Kemudian difficulty level, yaitu tingkat kesukaran atau tingkat kesusahan ya. Ini disesuaikan dengan ability dari student. And then for the second procedure in constructing test is preparing for test. So in this step, the items are arranged according to the specification table so as not to deviate too much. And then in the preparation includes three functions. The first is prepare question, and then prepare instruction, and then prepare an answer key. Jadi di sini ada 3 fungsi ya. Yang pertama ada prepare question, mempersiapkan pertanyaan tentunya atau soal. Kemudian yang kedua ada preparing instruction, yaitu perintah yang ada di dalam soal tersebut juga harus clear supaya tidak menimbulkan kebingungan untuk siswa kita. And then yang terakhir ada prepare an answer key, supaya kita mudah dalam mengevaluasi dari soal tersebut. And then the third is try the test. So after the test is prepared, the next step is try the test by passing the validity test. And validity should refer to the extent to which the test reflects the curriculum. So yang ketiga ini ada try the test. Jadi kita harus mencoba tes tersebut apakah untuk meneliti apakah masih ada kejanggalan dalam soal tersebut. And then the fourth is evaluating test, yaitu evaluating the test is the most important step in the test creation process. Evaluation is needed to determine the quality of the test and the quality of the response from student. Jadi evaluasi tes ini penting ya dalam pembuatan tes karena diperlukan untuk mengetahui kualitas tes dan kualitas respon dari siswa gitu, apakah sudah sesuai. And then the next material is about Bloom taxonomy. So Bloom taxonomy is a level that is used as a teacher's guide in compiling question to achieve learning objective. And Bloom taxonomy also a hierarchical structure or level that identifies thinking skill from low to high level. So Bloom taxonomy ini merupakan tingkatan ya yang digunakan sebagai pedoman guru dalam menyusun soal-soal untuk mencapai tujuan pembelajaran. Dan Bloom taxonomy ini juga struktur hierarkis atau tingkatan ya, level yang mengidentifikasi keterampilan berpikir dari tingkat rendah ke tingkat yang tinggi. So to make it clear, you can see in the next slide about the level of thought. The first is remember ya. Remember is recalling an information like recall, list, repeat, and reproduce state. Jadi kalau tingkat terendah ini ada hanya mengingat ya, dari peserta didik itu mengingat tentang materi yang diberikan. And then we move to the next level is understand, yaitu pemahaman. Understand is able to explain concept of our idea, like explain, classify, recognize, and report. And then the next level is apply. Apply is use information or use it in different way or in a new way, like demonstrate, illustrate, and operate. So the next level is analyze. Analyze is distinguish between different aspects and parts, like compare, contrast, and examine, experiment, and like that. And the next level is evaluate. Evaluate, justify on viewpoint or decision. So like appraise, argue, judge, select, support, like that. And the highest level is create. Create is creating own idea or provide own viewpoint, like construct, design, create, develop. Jadi kenapa Bloom taxonomy ini sebagai pedoman kita untuk membuat soal, karena ini disesuaikan dengan tingkat berpikir siswa. Jadi kita tahu kalau ada soal itu ada yang low order thinking skill dan juga ada HOTS ya, high order thinking skill. So kalau yang LOTS itu hanya sampai tahapan itu dari remember sampai apply. Kemudian kalau misal yang HOTS itu dari analyze sampai create. Jadi mungkin bisa disesuaikan ya kalau siswa itu ya, biar cara berpikirnya lebih berkembang. Kita juga bisa menggunakan HOTS, cuma kita tidak bisa langsung menggunakan HOTS kalau misal tingkat berpikir siswa itu masih sampai pada tingkat LOTS. Jadi intinya kita harus menyesuaikan juga dari kemampuan siswa gitu. Okay, I think that's all material from me about language learning assessment. So thanks for your attention, and if you have any question, you can find me or you can chat me on email on Instagram at pugubambudi_ or an email pugubambudi53@gmail.com. So I think it's enough. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.